Hello and welcome to all of you. So students, a warm good morning to one and all. Welcome back to my class, and today we are going to deal with a very new topic, that is vegetation, and this is for class 7th NCERT book. Now, today in this class we'll be discussing about so many things. What is vegetation? What do you know about wildlife? And many more things. So before wasting further time, let's start our today's topic. Now, I have pasted few images on this slide for you students. So we can see that there are giraffes. We can see that there are dense forest and bushes. We can see that there are lions. So altogether, if we see that in this image we are having animals, that is known as wildlife. We are also having plants, bushes, thick dense forest. So we can collectively name it as vegetation. So today our topic will be all about natural vegetation, which is naturally occurring, and wildlife. Now, students, what can you think from this image? You must write down your answers in the chat box. Like, what does this image shows you? Why does it appeals you? What attractive do you find in this image? I can see there's a river flowing in between. Then I can also see that there are thick dense forests, long trees. They are very dense in nature. Yes? Can we say that these are dense in nature? And then we are also having river. So altogether we can see that this is natural vegetation. Why natural? Because no one is coming and planting these trees. It's growing by its own. That's why it is called natural vegetation. Now students, you must be observing that what are these forests known as? Like we saw in the previous slides, long trees. Trees which are long, sleek and slim, but who are having cone-like structure. Now those trees, these are having cone-like structure, are always found near snowy and hilly regions. So these are known as coniferous forest. Coniferous is a very common name. Now coniferous आप कैसे पता लगा पाओगे? Whenever trees are in the shape of cone. Now we can see this tree. This is in a shape of cone. This is resembling. Similarly, this tree is also coniferous tree because this is resembling a shape of cone. It is like this, and then it is a tree. So these trees that resemble the shape of cone are known as coniferous forests. So the features of coniferous forests are, we can see that they are generally found in very thick, dense areas where there is low vegetation, but there are extreme winters. We can find out from this image that we can see there are snowy mountains, snow covered mountains are there, right? We can see some part of ice over here, snow over here near the trees. On the tree leaves we can see some sort of ice and snow. So these are coniferous forest. So students, till now you must have some sort of experience with this coniferous forest. What are they? So if I'll be asking you few questions, you must explain with three different characteristics. First is it is found in the higher latitudes of northern hemisphere. Now when I say higher latitudes, immediately it should ring a bell that it is found in thick, extreme, dense winter areas in northern hemisphere. When we are seeing, this is a globe, suppose this is the northern hemisphere, right? This is the northern hemisphere. Now this area is near the Arctic Circle. So coniferous forests are found, spectacular coniferous are found in the Arctic Circle. These are also known as taiga. Now these trees are known as coniferous trees. Other name is also known as taiga. First characteristic is that they are tall. Softwood evergreen trees are very useful for making pulp, which is used for manufacturing paper and newsprint, matchboxes and packing boxes. So we can see that these trees are evergreen in nature. They don't turn old and brownish in color. The leaves are always green in color. Why? One example for it being green in color is because they are found in northern hemisphere where there is extreme winter. So winter protects it from drying eventually. And these things are made by these trees. Chir, pine, cedar are important varieties of these forests. So we can see pine tree. I hope children, before we proceed further, you must have observed Christmas trees when there's Christmas time. Now can you imagine the concept of Christmas trees? They are pine and cedar trees. They resemble like this and they are thick dark green bushy leaves, right? So this is the characteristics of coniferous trees. Now where coniferous forests are found, सिर्फ forest नहीं होते हैं, it has mixture of wildlife as well. So let's study what type of wildlife is found. We can find silver fox. This is a silver fox. We can find mink, another type of polar animal. Polar bear are the common animals that are found in and around northern hemisphere, specifically coniferous forest. I hope the concept is clear to all of you. So whenever we are speaking of coniferous forest, it must ring in your mind that northern hemisphere extreme winter latitudes. Fine students. Now we will proceed further. So far, we have discussed about the characteristics and the features of coniferous forest. So I have pasted one map, world map in front of you. Now you need to tell me elaboratively which countries of the world coniferous are found. You need to outline those countries on the world map and prepare a list of them. So in this manner, students, you will be able to imagine which are those countries where such type of forests are found. See this world map clearly. I'll explain you how. Students, we just now discussed it is found in the northern hemisphere of the world. So if we take this as the northern hemisphere and this as the southern hemisphere, fine, and this is the equator, fine. Now all those countries which are lying over this hemisphere, they are near the Arctic Circle. Yes, they are near the Arctic Circle and this is also known as northern hemisphere. So all those countries which are blue in color, see it is marked blue in color. These are perfect examples of countries having higher latitudes, having thicker dense coniferous forest. Why? Because it is in the Arctic Circle. So extreme winters, and higher latitudes are examples of these coniferous forests. You need to tell me what things are made up with the help of softwoods. We just now discussed. Is it paper? Is it matchboxes? Is it both or is it none of the above? We just now discussed, students. So the correct answer is both. Paper is also made, matchboxes are also made because the wood is very, very soft. And what animals are found in coniferous forest? Think of those animals that can survive in extreme winters. Fox and polar bear. Yes, these are the animals that can survive in extreme winters. Now we'll proceed forward. Now, I have pasted tropical grassland around the world. Now, this is a world map. This shows opposite features of tropical grassland. So, you must quickly think that this is the northern hemisphere. This is the southern hemisphere. Fine. So, what teacher is trying to teach us? And this in between, this is the equator. Now if this is the equator and this is the southern hemisphere, right? So all those countries that are marked in blue are having tropical grasslands. So what is the feature with this image? Immediately you need to think that there are less latitudes. Yes, lower latitudes, no extreme winters, because extreme winters तो यहाँ पे होती है in the northern hemisphere. We are talking about southern hemisphere, so no cold winters, Now grassland is another word which is added over here. So now whenever we are speaking of grassland, immediately it should ring a bell that whatever is there, it will be having heavy grasses related to green grasses. Yes, greenery. So these are the features of tropical grassland as compared and contrasted to tropical forest, coniferous forest. What do you know about tropical grasslands? Whenever we are speaking of grasslands, immediately it should come into mind vegetation and long grasses. Vegetation, long trees and long grasses. Now grasslands are very vast areas that are covered mostly by grass and grass-like plants. These areas don't receive enough rainfall to grow trees or support a forest. They are not having enough rainfall, so then they cannot grow trees, they cannot support forest. But they don't get little too either to become a desert. Matlab there is a mixture. They are not getting enough rainfall, so they cannot have good nice long trees, but itna bhi nahi that they turn into desert. So they are somewhere midway between desert and thick dense forest. So that midway between is known as grasslands. In USA, they are known as prairies. In Australia, they are known as rangelands. And in Southern America, they are known as pampas and llanos. So these are the different names of grasslands in different countries. So there are two types of grasslands. The first type is the savanna grassland and second type is the temperate grasslands. Now in grasslands also we will be studying about two different categories. One is the savanna one and second is the temperate one. Now whenever we are speaking and studying about tropical grassland, immediately it should come into your mind lower latitudes. That means not extreme winters, not extreme summers. There should be a midway, mid weather or mid range weather. Fine students, I'll write it over here, mid range weather. Now, mainly grass grows in the areas of moderate to low amount of rainfall. Now, there is moderate or there is no amount of rainfall. So, grass will naturally grow into this area. Now, grasses, they grow very tall, like 3 to 4 meters in height. We can see these images where we are having zebras. The grasses are around 3 to 4 meters in height. Example is savanna grassland of Africa. All those students who must have visited Africa in their vacations or must have seen movies or national discoveries pertaining to Africa, they must be having idea that giraffes, zebras and wild animals, red lions are part of savanna grasslands of Africa. These occur on the either side of equator till extend the tropics. Now, tropical grasslands kahan pe paye jate hain? They are also telling us that suppose this is your earth, this is our northern hemisphere, this is southern hemisphere. And now if this is your equator, so where will they be found? Savanna grasslands will be found either here or here, midway between this portion and this portion. So this is this portion, students, it is not near to the, it is near to the equator, it is not near to this portion and this portion. So there are no chances of extreme cold. ये तो Antarctic circle हो गया and this is the Arctic circle. So there are no chances of cold, and since they are near to equator, so there must be humidity, low rainfall. So this is a perfect example of savanna grassland of Africa. Now wildlife is found as elephants who can survive moderate temperature, zebras, deers are common in tropical grasslands. Whenever we speak and study about any particular specific region, think which animals will be able to survive in that region, in that country, in that weather. So those animals become specific to that vegetation. Next, now in which countries of the world tropical forest is found? Now we have just discussed that tropical forests are somewhere near the equator, not too far, not too near. So which countries can be found? It's the countries that lie on this part, which is not far from this also, and not far from this portion. So all those countries which are there in this area are found near the are known as tropical forest. I hope this concept is clear to all of you students. So today we'll be moving forward with the next topic. Yes, before we proceed further for our next topic, there's one question for all of you. Name the animal that is found in tropical grasslands. We just now discussed the main features of tropical grasslands. They were neither too hot nor too cold, moderate near the equator. So think which animals can survive. I don't find camel can survive because he needs extreme desert like areas. Monkeys, no. Elephants, yes. We studied about temperate and tropical grasslands. Cow, no, not at all. So elephant is the correct answer. Now let's come and discuss about temperate grasslands. In the previous topic, we studied about tropical grasslands, keeping in mind the savanna of Africa. Now we are studying temperate grasslands. So all those grasslands that are marked green in color in this world map are known as temperate grasslands. Somewhere near Europe, yes, this part of the world and this part of the world. Fine. So let's come and study and have some idea what is temperate grassland known as. What do you know about temperate grasslands in respect to this image? What can we see? We can see grasses. Yes, grasses. Then we can see plain vegetation over here. We can also see clear skies. Yes, so these are the characteristics of features of temperate grasslands. Now, temperate grasslands, savannas and shrublands. Now, savannas is like long grasses and this plain area is known as shrublands. Which area? This area is known as shrublands. Is a terrestrial biome defined by the World Wide Fund for Nature. Now this is an example as well as definition which is given by the terrestrial biome by the WWF for Nature. The main vegetation in this biome consists of only grasses. We can see only grasses and shrubs, small vegetation. The climate is temperate in nature from semi-arid to semi-dry. Fine. We have semi-arid to semi-dry climate in temperate grasslands. Let's study more. What type of vegetation is found over there and which type of animals are found. So yes, so temperate grasslands में animal कौन से होते हैं? We can see rhino, we can see goats and cattle, we can see wild buffaloes. Fine. So these are found in mid-latitude zones. Now if I draw earth, no, just give me a moment. This is not the actual shape of earth. Wait, if I'll draw earth over here. Yes, perfect. Now this is the northern hemisphere, Arctic circle, southern hemisphere, Antarctic circle. Now this is and this is. Now we just studied that coniferous forests are found over here. Yes. So now if this is the mid-equator, so where can we find temperate grasslands? So temperate grasslands are found either in this place and in this place, which is in midway of the equator. Fine. So they are in the mid-latitude zones. We can see this is the mid-latitude zones and in the interior part of the continent. So whatever continent lies over here, Africa, Asia, Europe, Central America. So they are having temperate grasslands. Now grass here is short and nutritious. Now grass is short. That is why it's known as temperate grassland and it is nutritious. That's why we can see that wild buffaloes, bisons and other animals are common in this temperate region. They keep on having this grass as their diet. That's why they are able to survive. Yes. So this is the main features and characteristics of temperate grasslands. Now before moving forward, which countries of the world are temperate forest and grasslands found? You need to outline those countries on the world map and prepare a list of them. So just now in the previous slide, students, I showed you drawing earth and equator, that it is on the both the sides of the equator in the midway longitudes. So I'll be showing you, and you need to write all those countries down in the comment and the chat box. So they are found nearby this place, near to this place, and near to this place. So all those countries which are here, here and here, they are having characteristics and features of temperate grassland. I hope the concept up until here is clear to all of you. Earth is so big. This is a world map. Earth is so big. Somewhere we have northern coniferous forest in these areas. Fine. Then we have tropical grasslands. We have tropical grasslands, and in this area we have temperate forest or temperate grasslands. Fine. So in this way the earth is divided into different subdivisions related to natural vegetation. These are natural vegetation. Why? They grow naturally. There is no role and interference of human being in growing such type of vegetation and trees. So these are natural instincts. Now secondly, we talk about so many wildlife. So whenever we speak of specific region or area which is having specific forest, wildlife is common to there. So whenever we think of area, we also need to keep in mind which animals can survive in that area. You're in class 7th. By now you must be having some idea that which type of animals are able to survive in extreme winter, in extreme summer, or in moderate regions. So those animals naturally become specific to that area. Fine. Okay. Now there's last question for this concept for all of you. So I have made this video really very short and simple in order to explain three types of different natural vegetation and different three types of wildlife in order to explain to you so that you might not get confused further. Name the animals that are found in temperate grasslands. Now temperate grasslands में grasses are small and there are nutritious also. So the correct answer is all of the above. We can see wild buffaloes, we can see wild bisons, and they are having those small nutritious grass as their diet. So this brings us to the end of this topic. Three different types of natural vegetations along with different types of wildlife which are specific to that area. Now, students, in today's class we learned about coniferous forest, about tropical grasslands which were divided into temperate forest and temperate grasslands, such as savanna in Africa is a very famous. Yes. Now, what and where are coniferous forests found? Coniferous, when we speak of the word coniferous, immediately it should come into mind that trees are having cone-like shape. So whenever cone-like shape are there, they are found in northern hemisphere, that is higher altitudes. Fine. Give the names of trees found in coniferous forest. Now whenever they are asking the names of trees, we should always reply cone. Fine. Cone. Then we can also say pine, which resembles Christmas trees, and we can say cedar, right? Now, what is the amount of rainfall in tropical grasslands? We studied that amount of rainfall is very low, and due to that low amount of rainfall, grasses are only 3 to 4 meters of length, right? Where are temperate grasslands found? Now temperate grasslands are found, this is the, if this is equator, so they are found only in this area, that is near to the equator. So all those countries which are falling in this and this portion, they are having temperate grassland type of vegetation and wildlife. So this brings the end of this topic. I hope this concept of three different types of vegetation, coniferous forest, temperate forest, grasslands, tropical grasslands, savannas of Africa, all these are clear to all of you, and what animals is found over there. Fine. So there's a homework for all of you students. You need to make a collage of rainforest, grassland and coniferous forest. You need to stick pictures of vegetation will also do, and pictures of animals will also do. Fine. Make a collage and you need to give appropriate headings of all these different temp vegetation, and define in what areas are is found. You may also draw and stick pictures in your activity book. So I hope the concept is clear to all of you. So this was from my side. Stay tuned, keep on watching and completing your homeworks and exercises, and I am pretty sure students you might do well in your exams. So till then, goodbye, take care, keep liking, subscribing and sharing my videos. And if you have any single doubt, any small particular doubt, kindly please feel free to comment in the chat box and comment box, and I'll return to you back shortly. Till then, goodbye, thank you and take care my dear students.